First of all, what I want to give my opinion on is actually I do not believe and I do not think America, the United States of America, is still the global superpower as they used to be. I think China has already surpassed the United States as the global power. It is still said that the United States of America is still number one country, number one economy in the world. But I do not think that is actually factual. It's just propaganda being spread by the Western media to try and hold China to seem as if China is still behind. But in what metric is the United States still the superpower? There is no metric that the United States is winning except in terms of GDP, which is measured in US dollar. It doesn't make sense to compare the United States GDP and Chinese GDP using the US dollar value because we all know that China has devalued their currency in order to make their exports more attractive to the world because they are the manufacturer of the world. They want their currency to be a little bit weaker so that their exports can be cheaper on the global market. This is actual fact that the United States itself agrees and admits that China has devalued its currency in order to make their exports cheaper to the world. So it doesn't make sense for you to say, okay, because the United States of America is a $27 trillion economy and China is $18 trillion, so it's still smaller. It doesn't make sense to compare things that way. If you use purchasing power parity, we all know the Chinese economy is the biggest in the world. And also China produces a third of the world's products, including that of the United States of America. So which means there's no way the United States of America is a superpower when they are also relying on China as their manufacturer. You cannot say we are the biggest because you are the biggest consumer in the world. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make you the superpower. The superpower is the one that manufactures everything that you use. In terms of technology, we all know China has already surpassed the United States of America a long time ago in terms of technology. In the 2000s, the United States of America was leading in 60 out of the 64 critical technologies in the world. Today, in 2025, China leads in 57 out of 64 of those critical technologies, which shows a huge shift from the 2000s when China was only leading in 3 of those technologies. So the idea that the United States of America is still the superpower, I don't think it's real. Maybe they're talking about military power, but military power is subjective because every country, to protect their own pride and protect their own national security, they're not as public about how strong their military actually is. It's all about pretending as if their military is strong or that their military is stronger than the other. Even Iran will threaten to fight back the United States of America. So we cannot really tell. But this is how we can look at it. If China is leading in most of those critical technologies, this might also mean that China is also leading in military technology compared to the United States of America. Think about it. Everything the United States of America needs to make those weapons, to make those fighter jets, and to make those drones, it's also dependent on China to give them the rare earth minerals that they need in order to make those things. So China controls how much they can give to them. So I do not think that they are actually more advanced than the Chinese, but obviously I leave it for you to decide. Just like in boxing, before people actually fight, the great champions actually clash and see who wins. They all say, I'm going to knock this one out, I'm going to knock this one out. Until they actually engage and fight, one of them will definitely win. So in this case, between China and the United States of America, they haven't engaged or fought directly yet. It was always threats. But I think now this is going to be the time because America has chosen to actually engage. This means one thing. One of them is going to be exposed to show actually who is stronger. It might be the United States. This might be the chance that the United States of America is going to be exposed that they are not as strong as they pretend to be.